Welcome to another webisode of the Commuter Talk Show. Today we welcome guest, world-renowned Albert Einstein lookalike, and author, and philosopher, and all-around great guy, and my dad, Benny Wasserman. Mr. Wasserman has appeared in several feature films, such as the Leave It to Beaver movie, Angels with Angles. So, let's go find Einstein. There he is. There's Mr. Einstein.
Oh, good morning, Commuter.
Good morning, Albert.
How are you?
Let me take your cane.
Okay.
I'll take the cane.
Okay.
Let's get you in the passenger seat.
Oh. Do I have to put the belt on?
Please, put the belt on.
They never had a belt when I was around before. How do they say it now? Click it and dig it?
Click it or ticket, they say.
Click it or ticket. Sounds good to me.
So, we see we're picking you up in front of a school. What is this, an elementary school?
Yes, this is Gonsalves Elementary School.
And what were you doing here this morning?
I was talking to the children about the early years of my life. What kind of a poor student I was.
So you travel around from schools to schools giving lectures as Einstein, is that right?
Yeah, that is correct.
And how long you been doing that?
Believe it or not, for 14 years.
Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, people want to see the real Benny Wasserman, and they want to know, is that your real hair and mustache?
Hey, pull on there. Go on, pull.
That's his hair. That's his hair.
Oh, okay.
That's his hair.
Okay. Now, the
Now, what
mustache.
about the mustache?
Well, let's see what happens here. Here. Should I do it?
Do it. Rip it off. All right. Now, wait a minute. Let me stop for a minute.
Not bad. What's
So you've got the real mustache underneath. All right.
Yeah.
You've worked on several films
Here we go.
and productions as Albert Einstein.
That is correct.
And one of the productions you worked on involved a shoot with Jamie Lee Curtis and Ellen DeGeneres. What was that all about?
Oh, God, that was one of my favorites. And it falls right into place with the kind of stuff that Albert did at the world of energy. Ellen's Energy Crisis.
And where can we see Ellen's Energy Crisis?
At Epcot Center at the Exxon Pavilion.
And it's an IMAX feature, isn't it?
It's an IMAX. It's got the big, huge screen, and I'm in the middle of the game Jeopardy with Alex Trebek, who's there, and Jamie Lee Curtis on my right, and Ellen DeGeneres on my left.
Well, that sounds like that was a fun shoot. Now, everybody knows, or they will know, that I'm your son, so I'm privy to some information, like how you treat your cars.
How I treat my cars.
Now, what car are you driving right now?
For myself, I drive a 1988 Toyota Camry.
A 1988 Camry, and how many miles do you have on that car?
172,000 plus. Approximately.
And why the hell don't you get a new car?
I don't understand this need for a new car when the old one drives perfectly well. Period.
So you just think a new car is a waste of money?
Absolutely.
Okay, well,
It's a big suck job, yeah.
so tell us about your book, Presidents Are Teenagers Too.
It's a book about the teenage years of our presidents. I wrote it because I've always worked with teenagers who are in trouble as throwaways or runaways, and I was always interested in why they so-called went bad. So one day it came to me that our presidents also had their teenage years, and I wondered if they were all just perfect kids. And as it turned out, they weren't. And they all came from so many different kinds of backgrounds. And the theme of the book is never give up on yourself for the kids, and for teachers and parents never to give up on their children.
And we can find Presidents Are Teenagers Too at your website, presidentswereteenagers2.com. Is that correct?
That's correct. It can also be found on Amazon.com. Email me and I will send you an autographed copy. What do you think of that?
Now, other than me, you have two other sons. Okay, enough about them. what was it like traveling all over the world as an Einstein lookalike, and where have you gone?
Probably my first big trip was to Barcelona. I've been to Korea, I've been to Panama City, Athens, Greece. There are commercials that I've made in these countries. Chocolate commercials, a car commercial in Barcelona.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and your endeavors as Einstein have brought you all over the place. And
excuse me. One of the perks of this kind of work is to be with other lookalikes like Marilyn Monroe, and I have been with the best.
All right, well, I certainly look forward to taking over the position of Einstein in another 20 or 30 years. But until then, we wanted to thank you for coming on the show, and I need to find a nice, safe place to drop you off here. I think, well, this looks like good as any right here.
It's a good thing I have my compass, so I wish everybody well, and drive safely and buckle up. My cane, and wait a minute. I've got to pull out, see, my compass, it tells me north and south.
All right.
All right?
So okay. You won't get lost.
So I won't get lost.
Don't forget your briefcase there.
My briefcase.
And sorry to drop you so far from the school, but I've got to go.
Okay.
And we had another great webisode of the Commuter Talk Show. We want to thank my father, Benny Wasserman, aka Albert Einstein, for joining us. And until next show, Commuter out.